Welcome into the DNVR Avalanche podcast, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook.
Let's go.
Use code DNVR when we sign up for a new account to get amazing odds boosts every single day. Rudo, AJ, Jesse, Blais, all coming at you. It is definitely an air horn day. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
You're an air horn.
AJ's going to be fun on the day's show, I think.
AJ's been at the bar drinking mimosas all day.
Yeah.
This may or may not be true.
They were pouring them right today.
Yeah, there's not a lot of orange.
Jesse's drinking wine.
Speaking of
Can't
drinks,
call it that at noon.
let's just do the winner's shots now.
Let's go.
Yeah, I was going to say, before we get into this game, let's do all the shenanigans. Because this was actually a phenomenal hockey game. I really enjoyed this one.
The Avs played great.
Phenomenal is a big word.
The game sucked.
When was it phenomenal?
I'll tell you when
Okay.
after
The
these
first-
That's what the
winner's
show
shots.
is for.
Yeah. You got to watch like everyone else plays.
Fuck Dallas. Let's go. Texas sucks.
There's one single seed in mine.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad.
I don't know who drank more mimosas during this
fruity.
game. It was AJ. Is he in the lead? He got
I
you.
think he's in the lead. Huh. Mine's the only one that's come out this color, though, so I don't know what that does for me, but no, AJ's definitely had a couple more than me.
But not as much vitamin C in that drink.
I did it for the vitamins, fam. That's all it was. Doc said AJ.
Which
Your
reminds
health
me
is-
about
your
Athletic
health is
Greens, our
iffy.
great new partner.
AJ, can you give us a 1 minute rundown of this hockey game in your current state?
Ooh, so dope start. They got their 90 seconds in Dallas without getting scored on, which felt like a victory.
That's a new record. Yeah.
And then they gave up a
Better than
grade
last
A
time.
scoring chance. Like, we're talking like 94 seconds in. Because I celebrated. I was like, woo, they made it. And then immediately after, on that face-off that they lost, 90 seconds in, they gave up a scoring chance. And I was like, oh, God, here we go. And then Darcy Kuemper stopped it because that's what Darcy Kuemper did all day.
Yeah.
Then the Avs scored 4 goals throughout the game, and the Avs won 4-0. Boom.
I was going to say.
Fucking Yahtzee!
Show's over.
I was
My
gonna
20
say-
I don't need to look.
Great show.
You can ask Z. I don't need the 20 seconds. We're
Oh,
good.
my God.
Wow.
All right. I mean, honestly, though, this game felt pretty darn routine for
So,
Colorado.
well,
like
It was the perfect road game.
Fair.
But I mean, it was like beautifully boring, right? Like it was
Yes,
boring
exactly.
That's a
because
good way
Yeah.
to put it.
they played so structurally sound. All jokes aside, halfway through that the third period, AJ and we'd been putting back mimosas, but I looked at him and I was like, this is just like the most perfect technical, systematic. They played a phenomenal road game.
Well, and this is like this wasn't like Avalanche hockey.
Right.
And they just went in and they played the Stars game better than the Stars do.
Yep.
And it was just like, what you gonna do?
Well, and
do something
and
about
that's
it.
something that I've heard a lot of people talk about with Tampa Bay the last couple years. Sorry,
No.
is that they are comfortable playing anybody's style of hockey, and we've seen it in pieces throughout the year for the Avs where they've had to push back against Toronto, against Boston. They've had to play a little bit faster and a little bit less structured, in some of those games coming right out of the new year. But this was one of those games where you put it perfectly right. They said, hey, Dallas, you want to play Dallas Stars hockey? Cool, we're fine with that. And
we
by the
know
way,
what
we're
to
better
expect.
than you at it. Yeah.
Dallas plays such a different kind of style than most other teams that you know what you're going to get. And instead of trying to go in and play that push and pull, that tug of war,
Yeah.
they just straight up said, "How you want to play like this?"
Yeah.
I don't know if I fully agree with that because I think
That's because you like being wrong.
they dunked Dallas in the first period, though. They took it to that team for one period of hockey.
Well, no, but
Dallas had 5 shots on net in the first period.
Yeah, the Avs 12. It's not like Dallas was slowing them down.
Yeah.
well, but again, how many times have we seen that from Avs teams in the past where they can get out and they can play their style?
Yeah.
I mean, we actually saw it against Dallas in the bubble when the Avs were dictating the pace of play. They were the ones in charge, but as soon as Dallas wanted to play that style, the Avs really struggled. And I thought tonight, I agree with you. they played Avalanche hockey in the first period, then it was like, cool, we're fine with 2 goals.
I think
and
it's both.
we'll
Right.
shut you down.
In the second and third, they said, we'll play Dallas's way and we'll do it better than them.
I
And
mean,
that's great.
Dallas's best period was the second period,
yeah.
right? Like that was the time that they were pushing back. But there was really at no time where you're like, oh my god, I'm concerned about this game.
That's where you're like, oh, well, it turns out playing Dallas' style when you have a 2-goal lead is kind of fucking.
Right. Well, and why do you think Dallas found success a couple years ago in the bubble? Because they were very good at playing with the lead, and they struggle when they're trying to come back from behind.
Right.
And you saw that in games, whatever that was, 5 through 7 or whatever it was, where the Avs were able to put them away, even with all the injuries, because Dallas struggles to play trying to catch up.
Yep.
And they took that.
They don't play from behind very well.
Right.
Like that's just not a team built
to
play
push play
chase
like that.
games.
Well,
Yeah.
right.
They have to play 0-0. They have to play with the lead. Otherwise, they're going to struggle to win games.
This game was so effective from Colorado that I'm struggling to even nitpick it. I mean, you're saying stop putting your stick in people's skates? That's like your one don't do that in this game?
Did they have a
Stop
power play
taking
today?
penalties.
They
The
did.
Avs
Today?
had one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Dallas
They
had 3.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean,
It wasn't
let's talk
good.
It
The
wasn't
third
bad.
and fourth lines, though.
It was fine.
Fourth
It was
line
globetrottery.
has been playing very well.
Yeah, like I said, tonight was or today. I'm sorry. This was one of those games where players in your bottom 6 stand out because it was just so structured and guys were in the right places. There wasn't a lot that was flashy. Really, they got out to that 2-goal lead and they just leaned on their system and their structure. And then I want to get to Darcy Kemper. I'm sure we're going to get to him later.
We're saving it, yeah.
But this is the exact type of game
He's the king, so.
where those types of guys stand out.
Well, and
We're
the
trying to
bottom
make it
6, like,
easier
right,
on
they
you
did
here,
what they were
aren't we?
supposed to do, which is stop the other team from producing
Teamwork.
anything at all. I was talking to Rudo while we were up here while you
Yeah.
guys were out drinking because we were doing our job.
Oh,
Anyways,
yeah.
Somebody had to work today. All right?
No, but
Hey,
like,
we were down there curating content, all right?
okay. Darren Helm has been looking good. Darren Helm, the last few games, looking great. Doing what he's supposed to be
great
doing.
means
Blais.
passable, I agree.
I
Well, and that's-
understand.
and
I like
I
Dan Helm.
actually think
I
it is.
understand that you like the weed, but you got to stop doing it during games.
You didn't think Darren
There's
Helm
no
looked
way
good?
that Darren Helm looks fine.
I thought he looked
Oh,
great today.
I thought he was good today.
On the defensive side of the puck,
Again,
he did what he was supposed to do.
see, and like Rudo said, I do think when you're talking about players in that role, passable is great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For real.
That's fine.
And I thought that Darren Helm stuck out to me on 2 particular occasions where I was like, that was a nice play. And that is 2 more occasions, and he stood out to me in a positive
There you
way
go.
for the last dozen games he's played.
I liked him against Tampa.
Yeah.
Like, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Last
then,
2 games. I believe that's why I prefaced that.
I
Last
didn't-
2 games.
I
have
think that's
been
almost
playing good.
verbatim
I
what I
did not.
said.
I was not a Darren Helm fan today.
No?
I wasn't like, wow, Darren Helm's useless or
The
anything.
only thing you were a fan of today is mimosas, AJ. Come on.
It's noon on Super Bowl Sunday. What do you want from us?
Okay, maybe I'll take it back. Maybe Rudo likes being right. Nobody knows.
A lot.
A lot of people have guesses. I see 7, 6.
Does that
Seven.
does that include as I move this one out of the way?
Yeah.
To the next
We
one.
know it's at least 2.
Does that include this one? Oh, you can't see in it.
I don't think anyone has guessed below 4 yet. So they're up there either way.
I mean, that's probably a good. That's a probably good line right there.
If he was at 9 or 10, we'd be in a much different
yeah.
place.
AJ's not on this
Yeah,
show
I
if
was
he's at
gonna
10.
say we're not.
Crunk. Yeah, that would not. Guys, I don't hold my liquor well because I don't drink it anymore.
Yeah.
Don't you guys know this?
I was gonna say you guys must think this is a much younger pod panel than it
my
is. I don't know if
gosh.
I could. Well, I could maybe put down 10.
9 or 10.
More
Last
than
year I
3.
had like 6
More
or 7.
than
and I
3,
was
that's what you
screaming
get.
on the pod.
On the pod.
Let's go for the whole fucking pod. So
Yeah.
What has toasted ravioli ever done for you? Fuck Ryan O'Reilly. I ended up being right about that. That whole fucking insane brand. I ended up nailing that. That was awesome.
Let's get into the game a little bit. First goal, Mackinnon immediately having an impact.
Well, so yeah, let's pause there, right? We have 45 minutes to kill, and we've got a lot to say. AJ and I were sitting downstairs, and the play before, I think there was a
leading
whistle.
up to it.
Leading up to the goal, we were talking about that point shot from up high. And if you turn the clocks back 18 months, the Avs did that so efficiently, and they were one of the only teams running a high cycle in the way that they were. And even still today, you see teams attempting to replicate that, and they just don't run. They don't have the skill up high that the Avs do.
Yep.
And when that shot goes through with no traffic, not a lot of people in front,
it's not going in very often.
You don't love that play, but literally we were talking about that. Like, you'd like to see them get more in front. A whistle and a puck drop later. They get two guys going to the net. You got Mikko already planted there. Landy flashing through the high slot. Nate throws that puck on net. And I mean, I've lost track over the last 2 seasons how many goals they've scored in some type of configuration, whether it goes straight in through a screen, off a deflection, off a rebound. They have something there with that high cycle and shots up high. They score the first goal of the game against Tampa, almost carbon copy, but with Mikko up high. That is something they have really found that they like, and teams are seeming to have a hard time defending it.
I love that too. Is Landeskog, man, hit that time that he spends out in practicing tipping.
Yep. And this is the thing when you talk about when you go to a practice and you're talking about looking for something that's meaningful. Because a lot of practice is bullshit.
Yeah.
It's a lot of, hey guys, stay in shape.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of conditioning. It's just gussed up and like drills that they use with pucks where you're like, oh, is this meaningful? Fucking no, it's not. Most of it is I would say 90% of watching practice is useless. But when you watch Landy every single day go and tip pucks, dude, put your shoes on.
What kind of...
They said if anybody wants to bet whether I'm wearing socks or not.
Spider-Man.
They're Spider-Man
Those
socks.
are barely socks. Look at how low cut those socks are.
Hey.
Those are like foot thongs.
Yeah.
If you're gonna wear Vans, you
flip
gotta
socks.
wear no-show socks.
Yeah. No, but watching Landy tip pucks after practice every day, like, there's a reason that's been something that he didn't do a lot of early in his career, and he's gotten better at. And as you see goals start going in from his line mates who became 30 and 40 goal scorers around him, where was he going to get his? Because it was no longer going to be shooting as much as it was.
Yep.
It has to be him tipping pucks. It has to be him doing the things in front of the net that, you know, star players don't necessarily always get associated with. And so it's the commitment, it's the dedication for him to go and stand in front of the net. And today it was kind of funny because that tipped puck, he just reaches out.
It was 15 feet out.
It was like the tip puck that he had in New Jersey for the hat trick a couple years ago without the falling down element. So it was only an 8.5 out of 10 difficulty instead of the 10 because he was just reaching out and he just took that shit from Mikko.
Is this the Joe Pavelski career arc? Like,
it could be very similar
that's
careers.
what I'm
just
saying.
with a much higher draft pick and pedigree.
Sure.
Way more points.
Obviously different on that side.
So
surely you better hope some Stanley Cups along the way. You know?
Go back a couple of
Don't
seasons.
say that, buddy. We got a long way till he's 37.
If he ages like Joe Pavelski has the 37.
I should say 37 and ringless. It's a long way to go there. I don't like that.
We're 6 months away from the Avs getting both Landy and Pavelski a ring, so it's fine.
Don't say that.
So
X-rated pod.
2018-2019 was I really remember the first time that we saw Landy kind of starting to establish this in front of the net.
Yep.
He puts up 34 goals, and I really do. I remember our conversation being, how sustainable is this? He's getting a lot of those pucks in front of the net, and he really has looked like he's, to your point about talking at practice, he has made this a part of his game where that is kind of the anecdotally interesting part about bringing in Joe Pavelski is now suddenly that high cycle, you have that same element on the second line where you have a guy who plays in the high slot who is incredibly dangerous in front of the net because of his ability to deflect pucks and track rebounds thereafter.
Yep.
Anybody notice Joe Pavelski today?
I think I heard his name once on the broadcast.
I did because they were rocking his shit.
Oh, wait, he plays for the Stars?
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah, I remember he scored 2 goals in like 40 seconds the last time they played in Dallas.
Yes, I do. I know. This was, again, okay.
Vividly remember that.
I'll wait for these comments. Yep, let's go.
But you know, it's just it is an interesting storyline to kind of follow because a few years ago it's well, how much can he sustain this? And now that's become a legitimate staple of Gabe Landeskog's game is that he takes up a lot of space in front of the net. He's hard to move. He can deflect pucks.
He got a big butt.
Yeah. And I mean he's good down low when pucks are loose in the crease. He has a way of finding him. So it has been a really kind of interesting kind of story arc to follow.
So I do want to tie this back into Mackinnon getting back in the game a little bit. He gets the assist on that first goal. I think it shows the first line obviously was just fine without him. They weren't struggling to produce or anything. But you see the flexibility that he gives that top line when you have Nathan Mackinnon being the guy that can hold on to the puck. It doesn't have to be Mikko up high. All of a sudden you have Landy crossing. You have Mikko in front. You have a lot more movement coming from the other forwards when they can play around McKinnon.
It's funny. We were talking pregame downstairs about something completely different. AJ made the comment like, man, when you talk about stuff like this, it gives you perspective on just how good players in the AHL are, right? That was a conversation we were having. But this is kind of the same thing.
That was a long conversation to go.
Yeah, where it gives you perspective on just how good Mikko Rantanen and Gabe Landeskog are, and then it gives you a different level of perspective on how good Nathan MacKinnon is.
Yep.
You see that line without him, and you plug in a player like Val Nichushkin, who I thought played really well.
Yeah, they were good
in his role on that line.
How pissed off do you have to be if you're Jim Nill, if you're Dallas management?
Then Val has worked out,
rolls in and plays that well against you, where you're just like,
you look up his stats and you're like,
paid this guy to go away.
Right. And
about to be a 20 goal scorer this year. Like,
and you saw
got an assist from falling
Fell
down.
off.
Yeah.
Did they give him the assist?
That was like
no way they didn't. Oh my god!
In a weird way, that was like
picked that up.
That was like a try-hard point more than anything else.
We gotta change the Val Nichushkin point map on his body now.
Oh, we're gonna have to update it. That's a weird one.
Yeah,
we might need a new graphic.
Yeah, I don't know how you graphic that one
on his ass.
Yeah, but that line was really good. That line was dangerous with the players, with the personnel that they had in place. Nathan MacKinnon comes back, and you're 100% right, Rudo, that it just there's a different element there when Mikko Rantanen, an all-world player, an elite tier player, is the second most skilled player on that line.
By like not a little bit.
Right. There's just a different way that you have to defend that line and the way you have to play against them. And something, and I guess this is maybe a weird thing to say because that line without Nathan MacKinnon scored an almost carbon copy goal 2 nights ago.
Nearly identical.
But again, it's just one of those things where it's like, man, how do you let Nathan MacKinnon have that much time and space? It's because Devon Toews, Cale Makar, Gabe Landeskog, and Mikko Rantanen are also on the ice.
Yeah.
Want to talk about that, but clearly we are sponsored by alcohol today. Specifically, Breck Brew had my first beer mosa today.
How was it? How was it?
With the Mountain Beach, it was delicious.
Was it?
You gotta get out.
You got
here.
that beer mosa and then left us.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah,
We had a whole row of mimosas and everybody's sitting at the bar drinking together and hanging out. And then I was like, oh, Rudo has to work.
Rudo gone.
Rudo has a job.
Look.
We had a great time.
Beer Mosa is great. Highly recommend. Try it with the Mountain Beach if you're up day drinking.
Beer Mosa before.
Never. Had never had one. Didn't know the truth, but Break Brew's got you covered. Yahir's waving at me.
I thought you were blowing him kisses. I was like,
it is almost Valentine's Day.
I also thought it was affectionate.
About that until
tomorrow.
About 30 minutes ago.
Okay.
Oops.
Get Breck Brew. Use the Breck Beer Locator online. By the way, excuse me. Hope you got your free beer. Avs did score 2 goals in the first period.
Yes. What is it called?
2 for a brew.
2 for a brew. I cannot get this down. I just keep calling it the brew 2, and it just...
That's a good one, too.
You got the
I'm
rhyming
sure that was
words,
in
right?
the meeting.
2 for a brew.
I'm sure that was in the meeting. That was a concept.
I got it. 2 for a brew.
That was whiteboarded, for sure.
It was up there.
Yeah.
If you keep your receipt from your beer, Send it over to Breck, assuming it's a Breck Brew. Buy a Breck Brew.
Two for
to
a
do
brew.
this. Keep your receipt, take a picture, go to breckbrew.com. If they Avs score 2 in the first period, they will buy your first beer on them. So
Crazy.
literal Avs scoring and free beer. Like, there's not a better combo in the world.
Yeah, and then the other team just not scoring.
Yeah,
First period,
also
Avs
good.
over, yeah.
Like, there was no, like, oh, this guy blew this coverage, or this guy did that, or what's Darcy KUEMPER doing, or the PK sucks. Also, P.S., shout out Altitude. Thank you for reading my piece and using all the work that I gave you guys. I was a huge fan. I was very excited when you took all the data that I compiled and just threw it up on the screen. It's fine. We don't have a paywall or anything, so we don't have to worry about any of that. No, all seriousness though, I thought it was great. All the PK work, all the PK numbers that they put out there to show that, hey, this PK has really taken a hard turn in the other direction. Now, there was the caveat that coming into this recent stretch, they had only played 2 of the top 10 power plays. Well, Dallas has had a good power play this year, so
7th overall. Yeah.
Dallas has been one of the better power play teams. So for them to drop another offer on a team is a really, really encouraging sign. And it wasn't like, what's the best scoring opportunity that happened on either power play?
Yeah.
I'll cut you off. It's Logan O'Connor.
Yeah.
He hit the post.
By the way, like, I love the enthusiasm. I want to talk about this. We are brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. DraftKings, if you're listening, put a Logan O'Connor shorty prop bet on the site.
Seriously.
You
Yes,
have
please.
to do it.
They're not listening, by the way, because it's Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah, they might have bigger things to deal with today.
You know what? There's got to be some guy out there who's like in their, like, I don't know, like hockey department.
Yeah, I was going to say he's not. Yeah.
Who's like, what the fuck is a Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Logan O'Connor shorties.
It'd be like minus 300 every
Yeah.
game, though.
The only
For Logan,
fine.
maybe.
The only Super Bowl
I'll still
that I
take it.
have watched in the last several years was 49ers and Chiefs. And that's because I went to Brandon Spano's house, who's a huge Chiefs fan. And I just love Brandon.
Just completely outs Brandon right on the pod.
Guys, this is not a secret. The guy
I didn't know that.
The guy was in Kansas City for the AFC Championship game. Like,
Was he really?
yeah, he got his start in media with the Chiefs. This
did not know
literally
that.
is not a secret.
It's a secret
Anyway,
for me.
are we-
I didn't know any of that.
Anyway.
Are we walking off the set?
I have all the love for Brandon, and that's the only reason that I was there sitting
All right.
through that.
Well,
And
whether
I spent the whole game here hanging out with Eric, which, if you've never hung out with D-Line for an entire sports ball event, you should.
Never have.
Whether
Yeah, of course.
whether you make terrible choices with your fandoms or not, you can go over to DraftKings.
This is true.
There's still
I forgot
time.
we interrupted him halfway through a
You can
read.
still you do
Twice.
this with the
I
DraftKings
do
read
this all
every
the time.
time. It's
do this-
always the DraftKings read.
it's
Well, it's because
always
there's
the-
always something that you say during the DraftKings read
Well,
that I'm
and
like,
it's-
yes, great
It's-
point.
The DraftKings rate is also 7,000 fucking
Let
words.
me take over completely and then spring everyone else on equally lengthy
Go
tangents.
over there. You can still get the 56-1 odds in the Super Bowl. There's still time to bet on the Bengals or the Rams. Do what you got to do. Use the DNVR code when you sign up. Must be 21 or older, Colorado only. Other terms, restrictions, and conditions apply. DraftKings is an official betting partner of the Super Bowl. Of course, if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700.
This isn't part of the read, but I opted into there for the Super Bowl. If you opt in, you can bet up to $10 just money line on either team, and if that team loses, you get $10
your bet back.
Yeah, you get $10 back. So
Free money.
free bet. Yeah,
This show is falling apart
I
so quickly.
spun around way too fast.
spun around.
Yeah.
Where?
He's about to do it again.
Yeah,
I don't want to show you. I
I
don't
was
want to feel
looking
that
over
again.
my shoulder a little too
I feel
quickly.
the Earth's rotation, and I don't want to. Send it back, Kyrie Irving.
Oh my God.
I need more drinks. I got to catch up to these guys.
Yeah, the AJ especially is leading the race right now, I think. Avs, second period, they go 3 for 3 on the PK against the good power play from Dallas.
Yeah.
It was
They had the one that was only like a minute and a half
Sure.
because of the 4v4, but even then, you kill the majority of it to
and
get to that point.
It wasn't just like, oh, they survived the
good
PK.
PK work today.
Those PKs, Dallas didn't even feel dangerous for the vast majority of it.
Scariest moment they might have had was that cross crease pass where G tried to slide.
Yep.
But it was tipped, right?
And Nichushkin got a stick
Yeah.
on it where you're just like, this is the difference in systems because the old PK system, Nichushkin would have been way out high towards the defenseman.
Yep.
That was the pass that was open that was killing them. Then Nichushkin got that stick on there. That's the difference in system change from earlier this season to this to right now. And guess what? They didn't score.
It's such a
system change working.
Such a simplified version, right? It's the box diamond with a little bit of umbrella kind of mixed in there, depending on what the offense is showing them. But going back to that simplified version has just made it so much easier for them. And I mean, you look at it and you're like, they're ranked very low still in the penalty kill.
Yeah.
But I mean,
But
if
on
you
the
look
rise.
on the rise,
They
that's what
were
I mean. Like if you
30th,
look
and
at
they're up to 24
if you look
before
at the
today.
halfway point, I'm gonna say like if they keep with this system and what they're doing here, by the end of the year, they're going to be up pretty high in the rankings.
And-
My goal
Yeah,
for
it'd be in
them is
pretty
to get to
place.
the top 15.
Yeah. That's
Because when you're
that's feasible.
30th through 35 games or
Right,
whatever,
yeah.
like,
Big hill to
Yeah.
climb.
got
Yeah.
some work to do.
Yeah, you got to
So-
kill a lot of penalties.
Yeah.
You're right.
There have to be a
I've
lot
had
of over
this
threes.
cough for like 2 weeks now. I can't
Yeah.
shake it.
Oh, great.
Should have heard him the other day.
It's better today. Actually,
If this was
yeah.
if this
We were
was
just
April
sitting around-
2020, you'd be like getting
Why are you here?
pushed out into the
We'd
middle
have
of the
the fucking-
street. Yeah.
I took 2 COVID tests. They were both negative.
This would be
It's
like
fine.
Dark Knight Rises. We'd be pushing out on a frozen lake right now.
Man.
You merely adopted the cough.
Yeah. Fuck.
I was born with it.
Yeah. My niece. I was born into it.
Go ahead.
Well, no,
That
no,
play that Cale Makar made on the second goal was so
on
fucking
the first
sick.
goal.
Can we talk about how
True.
much
Both.
the second goal was way sicker?
You're right. No, the first goal is great because what he does is he protects the puck.
It was
in
such a
traffic.
quiet little
And you
play that set
don't
that up.
see you don't see defensemen who are from Earth do that.
Well, we
like
know
Adam Fox rocks, but Adam Fox doesn't do that. Cale Makar just rolls in and throws that big old butt out there.
just dying. It's fine.
I was gonna say.
Drink more.
I've been trying.
Obviously.
I've been trying.
You need some more vitamin
The
C in your life.
alcohol kills the germs.
Oh, that's how it works.
How
yeah.
it works.
Definitely doesn't
1600s.
suppress my immune system at all. Okay.
See, he knows.
Anyway, Cale Makar, can we talk about how much respect Dallas was giving him? Like, he would get the puck, and Dallas was like, I'm not going within 5 feet
I
of
thought
that
the
guy.
same thing the first time the top line had a rush down the ice, and 2 dudes sagged off Mikko Rantanen,
Yeah.
and they were just like,
Nope. Not about to get burned
we
today.
aren't going to let this guy do something silly to us. We need to make him make a decision. I just thought the same thing. I thought it was
Yeah.
very funny. Sorry, this is
I mean,
probably-
multiple times you watch Cale
Bing
with
bong.
just so much time and space to
Yep.
figure out what he was going to do. Just
Yeah.
don't burn me. I'll
Well, and
let you
then
defer to somebody else.
The second goal, if you watch that handoff and you watch the forward go high,
Yep.
and Gurionov, who is a great skater, is kind of chasing him. And then on the goal, if you freeze frame it at the right time, you have 3 stars standing in a straight line.
Yep.
Yep.
And I'm like, look, it's a constellation. And it's pointing towards an Avs goal. LOL.
We're renaming it Makar's belt instead of Orion's
Yeah.
belt.
Exactly, dude. It was Makar. Fucking perfect.
Yeah.
It was straight up Makar's belt. Because they had Gurionov, Suter, and Heiskanen and standing in a straight line.
Yeah.
And Nazem Kadri, by the way, was not covered by any of
Yeah.
them.
Jordy Ben in the middle was just like, nah.
Just any
fine.
of them.
I mean, there's some bad reads on Dallas, too. There was
Yeah, no, it
the
was-
second guy that was
bad
coming out of the
defense.
zone covering, I can't remember who it was coming out of the zone, had a clear play to go over to Makar, stop him from skating in, but just
Son of a bitch.
decided to stay on his player, which gave Makar that whole room to come down low and give that pass over.
Yeah, and
It was bad.
I loved the ISO camera on Kadri too.
Yep.
Because you watched him; it's hard work. He starts out and he's in the corner.
Yep.
And then he kind of works his way a little bit more, and he's reading the play, and he's reading the play, and he's adjusting himself. And this is one of the things that makes the Avs so
Yeah.
fucking sick.
Yeah.
Because they have guys who understand. All right, I've got to adjust and I've got to read, and it looks like a simple thing.
I don't.
Well,
Go ahead. Sorry.
no. Well, what I was gonna say is what makes the Avs what?
The voice activation on my phone just started. You didn't understand that, bitch. You weren't meant to. What the fuck? And so, like, Kadri dances his way to the corner and slowly gets to the middle of the ice, and the defenders just lose track of him because they're worried about Makar with the puck.
Well, and that's just a thing. In the same way that you say that's what makes the Avs so good, that's what makes them so difficult to play against. and this goes all the way back to what we were talking about in the pregame, and Drew Doughty saying, how do they have so many guys that are pretty good?
Pretty good.
They're just, I mean, they are near impossible to match. They have the most talented person on the ice on almost every shift.
Yeah.
And they're just, it just over the course of the game, this was one of those games where I thought when the Avs are playing, they don't have to be playing spectacular. When they are playing just strong hockey, they're almost impossible to match. And I think that's kind of what you saw a little bit of a couple nights ago against Tampa.
Where's an NHL team that's done it?
Right.
They've lost one regulation game in 2 months, in 3 months, to 2.5 months.
Yeah.
We're halfway through February.
Yeah.
In 2.5 months. And it was a bullshit game.
Right.
It was the COVID game. Jordan Gross took 700 penalties in that game.
Right.
Like,
if you
you're
take
talking,
out,
you're talking about some like fucking nonsense.
If you take
That's
out
the last regulation loss,
the 16-player COVID game that AJ's talking about,
yeah,
take that out.
Damn. Jordan Gross was bad, but taking away a player and calling him 16 players is cold.
No, it was 16.
Was it 16?
It was 7.
No.
It was 16 and a half.
No, it was 16, and with Jack Johnson, they were down to 15 for a little bit.
It was 17.
Pretty
but it's fine.
No, pretty sure it was 16.
Love this
It's
fight.
fine. This is not
regardless.
relevant.
Anyways.
if you take that one out, which I know, their
Yes,
only
they
other
should
regulation
have,
loss
those
is
dummies.
December 1st.
Yeah, the Darcy Kemper got a concussion during morning skate fiasco.
Clearly.
December 1st. Again, this is a little bit, what we're talking about here is kind of what was a little surprising, maybe even against that game against Tampa. You're watching that first period and you're saying, like, really, to me, Tampa even looked a little like shell-shocked. Like, holy shit, we didn't think there was another team that was as good as we are.
We talked in the first period about the Super Bowl 50 Broncos defense.
Yeah.
Having that sledgehammer of a dick. And I'm telling you right now, dude, that's the Avs.
Yeah.
Just in general, being that fucking sledgehammer. That was without Nathan McKinnon, mind you.
Yeah.
So it was like a carnival sledgehammer. Not the real sledgehammer.
Boing.
Yeah, exactly. Today, they did not get the Roger Rabbit sledgehammer. They got Daddy Sledgehammer.
Yeah.
They got reminded, like, who's at the top of the NHL for a fucking reason.
It's
The separation between Avs and the rest of the Western Conference specifically right now is an ocean. Which
Even
is
Vegas.
why, if you're trying to say, oh, they don't need Claude Giroux or whatever, I hear you. It's fine. I respect you being wrong. It's fine. But they're so sick as it is. And, like, I don't know how you nitpick any of this.
Right.
They look so good.
I loved that you're talking about the little details. Even go back to the first goal. Landy.
It's Allie's birthday. Of course she's drunk.
Landy steps in front, just one step in front of the Dallas defender as he's coming across to put himself in position to score that goal. I thought the top line all night, all day, I guess, incredible on the forecheck.
Yeah.
You're talking about maybe the most skilled line in hockey,
Well, and you're
they're
talking-
going in and going hard at Dallas.
What was it against Tampa Bay that allowed them to have such a dominant first period? It was that they attacked the puck carriers and were like,
They were engaged
that's
in the
on
game.
my fucking puck.
Literally
Yeah.
nothing was free.
They
So-
were engaged in the game. These last two games, they've been very engaged.
And
Obviously,
you look at
see
the
it from
two
Tampa
goals.
Bay.
You look at the 2 goals Tampa Bay scores, and they're on 2 huge breakdowns by a guy who wasn't even in the lineup.
Yep.
Tonight. Now, the first goal, there were 3 breakdowns, so it's not all Ryan Murray's fault. But that he was involved in both goals and big-time breakdowns on each one of them, you just go, okay, you remove the big mistake, and what happens? You shut out the Dallas Stars, and you don't ever,
Never afraid.
you don't ever think, wow, they should have definitely scored one. Expected goals tonight should have been 0.
Yep. Pretty much.
Because Darcy Kemper played awesome, and the Avs defense just ate them alive. Just nom, 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 nom.
They
This
had-
was some planet Earth level of shit.
What did Dallas end with 25 shots on goal?
Yeah, this was an
And-
apex predator taking down, I don't know, whatever an apex predator fucking wants to eat that day.
I believe they took down the Mooterus tonight is what that animal
Nice.
is called. Yeah.
Like the highlighter Mooterus.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
did we think about Dallas's jerseys?
No, I love them. I
yeah,
love them.
you're a fan?
Yeah.
So Blais and I
Another
were
thing we were talking about
it.
that you would have known had you been down there
Hey,
with us.
Blais and I were talking about it too, so maybe you should have been up here. All right? And, the logo, love it. The 2 stripes across the bottom,
Awful.
it's like they're wearing a construction vest.
It's fine with me.
Okay.
You can see him in
Take those,
passing.
take those fluorescent green and make them matte black on the
Oh,
bottom.
there goes that highlighter I just
Sick.
skated past. Bye.
So you're saying
Fine.
all black except for the crest?
Yeah, and the numbers on the back.
Interesting.
You could even do like the socks. Keep them there, just for a little
No.
I like that they're a little different. So many NHL jerseys are so boring.
I think they rule, dude.
like the New Jersey Devils third jerseys were like the perfect example of
Jersey?
just how boring NHL jerseys are.
Jersey.
AJ didn't insinuate anything. He straight up meant it. He'll say it to your face.
Yup.
Can we talk about Kemps
Back.
now?
Yes, king of the game.
obviously trade them.
Like, can we stop with the Marc-Andre Fleury stuff? Like, and I know that we have,
Jesus.
but like, I see that there's still some national media that's like, oh, the Avs did this. And I'll tell you what, from my calls, from my checking around, the Avs have checked into goalies this year.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
2 months ago.
There it is. Obviously, Darcy Kuemper gets the king of the game. He pitches the shutout. 23 saves. The thing I loved about Kuemper tonight, he's not making these outrageous saves, but especially in the first two periods,
No,
that
he's
dude is
forward.
tracking the
He's
puck
tracking.
perfectly.
There it is.
Darcy Kuemper he looks in control. Every puck just seems to be hitting him.
What the fuck? I give you a pound the fist and I take your cough?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Your
is
problem
not
now.
okay.
I'm good.
Please, sir. It's all yours now. Yes. Got rid of that.
No, but I mean he looks so much more in control.
Yeah.
And that was, you go back to Semyon Varlamov, that was how you could always tell he was dialed in, was how scrambly did he look on those first couple saves? Was he jittery? Was he having to jump around and make them, or were he just swallowing the puck? That's how Darcy Kuemper looks right now for the last month, is that pucks are just hitting him. He's in the right place. He's not diving around all over the place trying to make spectacular saves. And that's what was so frustrating about that Avs-Arizona series for those first couple games is they were taking shots, and you knew from the second it left the stick, it had no shot at going in.
Seeing the puck, and he's just getting across, and he's doing whatever he has to. And there's no rebounds. There's no second chances.
Hey, that's me.
There's no nonsense,
That is
right? Like it's just he sees the puck, he gets the puck, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Then boom, they move on.
Well, juxtapose that to Holtby, who looked squirrely.
Yeah,
as
he was
squirrely could be
struggling.
on
What
the other
was that
side.
third goal?
Wow.
Oh my
Yeah, that was tough.
goodness.
Well, that shot, even in the first period, Cale Makar's shot, that should have been a
Yeah,
blocker
it was
save.
like right to his blocker, and he moves his blocker out of the
He
way.
moves his block out of the way. It did not look good on the other side of the ice.
I like somebody had a comment in here that we should make a not trading for Fleury shirt. And it should just be a flower with the cross, with the circle.
Yeah. The flower emoji even.
and make it look like
What?
we just really hate vowels and flowers.
What? I have a question here, and I suspect the answer might be impossible, but how many super chats would it take to get you to sing "Deep in the Heart of Texas," AJ?
More than we have.
You heard him, chat. That's all I'm saying. Talk about Nax goal. We'll talk about the third period in a little bit. We are brought to you by Evoca TV. If you're having trouble, if you're tired of all this BS with not being able to watch the Avs in Colorado, Evoca could be your answer.
Can't do it.
It's
Can't do it.
what are you guys doing over here?
Oh.
The world is spinning too fast.
Okay. Evoca
He
is
says
just
halfway through another
$25 a month. It's both internet and over-the-air television, so be sure to go check it out. It works super easy. It's just like normal cable. You get a box, you attach it to your TV. It's right there when you want to watch the game. You don't have to jump through all the hoops like streaming services or, piracy to watch Avalanche hockey anymore. Just go get Evoca. Super cheap, super easy. Jump on it with Altitude TV on it. So they also give you the national channels. If you want to watch the Super Bowl, you could watch that on Evoca. So great deal. Highly recommend you check it out if you're looking for an easier way to watch Avalanche or Nuggets. Either way, they're both on Altitude. Rapids too, as our Rapids coverage is a thing now. Shout out our boy Yah here, doing some of that Rapids coverage.
Dude, the Nuggets are about to get real interesting.
With the healthy peeps coming
with
back. Yep.
Jamal and MPJ getting cleared to return soon.
So the only regret I have about the mimosas is that the bar was out of ranch riders today.
Man, I thought we were going a different direction when you said ranch. It's like, what kind of gross food shit are you up to today?
Oh, I asked Leah from
Mayo thing,
PHNX
you can't trust him with
about her
anything.
bad food take on their show the other night. She likes ketchup on mashed potatoes.
Oh my God.
I tell you what,
Y'all here? Stop.
that's such a Canadian answer.
Oh my God.
She probably eats Canadian chips with them.
That's disgusting. That's one of. Y'all here? I'm not even listening to you at this point.
That's not good at all.
That is.
That's like French fries with gravy on them. Oh, wait a second.
Mashed potatoes are nothing like French fries, and they do not deserve ketchup.
Agreed.
They're very similar, he says.
I mean, they're potatoes. Yeah,
That's where the
So is
connection
vodka.
stops.
the potato
Would you say
delivery
that
system is very different.
A glass of vodka is the same
Ketchup
as
and vodka,
as a side
next
of
winter
fries?
shot.
Yeah, I was gonna say, y'all here can take a ketchup and vodka shot next time, along with his mashed potatoes fucking plate.
Potato based.
Yeah. Oh, it's potatoes, so it's basically the same.
Instead of this disgustingness, go get a ranch rider instead. It's ranch water and either
How long have these
tequila
reads been
or
going?
vodka, whichever you prefer. They're absolutely delicious. They started deep in the heart of Texas, just like AJ.
Deep in the heart of Texas.
Wow.
That's not bad. It's not bad.
Sorry.
Go get them. They're one of the 10 fastest selling alcohol companies in the biz right now. So I know Yahir is like obsessed with them. Is it the reposado? Is that what does it for you, or what?
I like the liquor that's clear, and all I do is use liquor that's clear to make some great shit.
Okay.
I love everything they have. It's
So you can't go wrong with Ranch Riders. Go check them out today. Also, sign up for a DNVR Avalanche membership. It's a great time. The Avs literally have not lost in regulation this calendar year. So that's good. Seems like a good time to follow along with the team. When you get an annual membership, you can also get a shirt of your choosing. We got all sorts of options. We got Sam Girard. We got Logan O'Connor. We got the three-headed monster. We got Cale Makar. We got Landeskog. We got Rantanen. We got Mackinnon.
Rumor has it that
8-bit
we have an Abe Kubel thing.
We'll see. We'll see what's going on with
Yeah.
that. I don't know the details, but
I'm really excited for that one.
let's
You
go.
better obey.
I'm more I'm more excited for whatever we decide to come up with for Nazem Kadri while we still can. Blais.
Clock's ticking on that for sure.
I have a one-off Kadri
I'm
shirt
so sick of fucking
that
hearing
I
about
made
it.
for myself that I will wear, but it's a one-off.
That one's off the market, unfortunately. I think it's like an NFT.
This music's
It is
gotta
like an
go.
NFT.
What?
I don't want to listen to Welcome to the Jungle. This is making me want to fight
So
somebody.
play a different song. You have the power.
This is true.
Third-
I have the power.
He fucking He-Man over here. Third period of the DNVR
What happened
Avalanche
to
podcast.
Saturday morning cartoons? How amazing were those? We had generations of those things that ruled.
I don't know what to tell you on that
like
one.
Voltron and He-Man and Captain Planet, and X-Men.
Captain Planet.
Super Friends.
Dude, this is what I'm saying.
Super Friends. Jesus. I love Captain Planet. What are you
Look,
on
Kyrie
about?
loves the Earth. He just thinks it's flat.
Kyrie thinks a lot of things, okay? Third goal of the game
should play deep
for
in the
Colorado. It goes in from Knack. A goal.
It ends the game.
One goal for the ages, though. Nuke falls on his ass
Yes.
to collect the puck, gets it to Jost, who drops it to Knack. Knack puts a good shot on, but Braden Holtby goes like, what if I just don't save this puck?
Again,
Yeah.
Holtby. Awful. That was not a screen.
You saw it all the way.
Saw it all the way and just decided not to block the goal. There's no way around it. I
Yeah.
don't know what else to say about it.
And honestly, you say the third goal ended the game. But Dallas looked unengaged as hell in the third period.
It effectively ended it, right?
Yeah,
Like you knew it got to 2-0, and I told Jesse that the next goal determines what kind of game we're gonna have. It's either gonna be the Avs are just cruising to victory because they got that 3-goal lead, and Dallas ain't coming back from that shit.
It stopped any nonsense from happening.
Or it's you have a hockey game on your hands, and now you're susceptible to the weird hockey bounce.
Sure.
And so that goal was just kind of like, all right.
Yeah.
You didn't feel any sense of danger before then or anything.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that. It was just that goal stopped whatever.
What are you doing?
That goal.
There's a hard glare on AJ's face. I'm shutting up now.
Dude, it's my divine light. You can't stop it.
All right, sorry.
It's just he thinks so good that it brought him.
Ooh, there is a big glare back there.
I was trying to help, and I just got yelled at by
It's one of
20
those
people.
cars stopped at the light.
It's that one. Way to go, you.
Shout out Volkswagen.
Yeah, shout out that guy or girl. I don't assume. It's fine.
Said guy or girl. Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
We're covering our
non-binary
bases.
also acceptable.
Yeah, whatever.
You're welcome. That's what I'm here for.
Anyway.
What were we talking about? I was trying to place a bet on the coin toss for the Super Bowl.
Oh,
Sorry.
my God.
Always bet on tails. Abe Kubel's
Yeah,
goal
absolutely.
it ends that game, and it's great because you get to go out of your top line, you get to go out of your second line, and then you get to go out of whatever fucking line Abe Kubel's on today. Call it the bottom six, and you're good.
Yeah, I like that. Bottom six.
Because like Nichushkin, Jost, Abe Kubel, you're like, all right, it's like this hodgepodge of dudes.
Well, and that goes back to what we were talking about a little bit earlier in the week on one of the pods of you don't need that bottom six to be producing every night. But it's goals like this that are just daggers. It's 2-0. Dallas, they're not playing bad. They're in the game. They're not really having anything threatening. They're within striking distance. You're one shot away from making it a one-goal game, making it interesting. And Nicholas Abe Kubel puts the Avs up 3-0, and it's just like it just puts games away.
What you love about that though is that he's been great lately.
Oh yeah.
Like, and it's
All
usually
season.
like it's like he comes out flying, right? And then he kind of levels off as games go. I can live with that. Look,
Yeah.
as long as he's not taking penalties, I can live with that kind of play.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because he's helped change the dynamic of the forecheck and the identity on that fourth line. He has brought back the sort of physical element that they had lost with no Calvert, no Belmar, no Nieto. You know, that trio kind of set that gold standard for Colorado fourth lines in recent years because they had speed, they had just enough skill, but more importantly, they forechecked like maniacs. And now you have Abe Kubel, who's gotten into, who's accustomed to getting in dudes' faces. And Tyson Jost is a nice guy who needs to get punched in the mouth to get revved up to being the best version of Tyson Jost.
Yeah.
Because we've seen him when he gets riled up, he gets feisty and
He
it brings
starts
out
going
his
at
best.
people. Yep.
Yep.
It's anti-Mikko Rantanen. He gets riled up and he does dumb shit. We all handle our anger differently, right? But like Abe Kubel's physicality and the forechecking and the work that he puts in early in games sets tones for the team. Where it says, look, oh, you think the fourth line jumped on the ice, you're going to have an easy shift.
Right.
All right, well, I'm going to go put your mouthpiece through the back of your fucking head and we'll see how you feel
And
about
he's
it.
just skilled enough that
And he makes just enough plays with the puck that he has found his way to the kind of points where he's on a 30-point pace in Colorado. Where you're like, okay, well, this guy's going to get a $1.225 million qualifying offer. I don't actually
And
know
you
if
go
that's
from
the
there.
number.
Close
in the
enough.
ballpark though.
Yeah, but he's going to get a qualifying offer a shade over $1 million. And you're going to be like, yes, please, just
Yeah.
sign this.
Right.
And you're thrilled with it.
Yep.
You have Abe Kubel and Logan O'Connor making a combined less than $2.5 million to fill out the right side of your bottom six.
Right.
Fucking Yahtzee.
Yeah. And you're really happy with it.
Nonsense. Nonsense good. Not a ton else here. The Avs get the empty netter because Landy just straight up trips a dude, but the
I
refs
keep
want to go
hearing
watch
this.
the game.
I was
All
really
I'm gonna
surprised
say
they didn't
is,
call that.
Look, Landy just won that puck battle and then beat him to the net.
Yeah, man, just won that puck battle by stabbing him in the skate with his stick.
You know, it's
no
so,
big deal.
It's so weird. These bums that don't know how to skate that get into the NHL these days. And then Landy comes up to him and he just takes the puck from him. And then they fall down. And then they lay in the corner feeling sorry for themselves.
And you had
No sympathy.
Mikko really wanted to get Blais to hit his bet on this, and Mikko was beaver tailing hard to
Man.
Landy there, but
Landy, so selfish. of the play there.
unreal, right?
So selfish.
Selfish.
Yeah.
How dare he take that empty netter? By the way, Landy 22 goals on the season now.
Yep.
Dude's not that far off a 40-goal pace. That's pretty good. We didn't really talk about it. We've talked about it a lot. Kadri career high in points tonight with the goal. He hits 20 goals as well.
Easy. What is this fucking music, dude?
Is this
thought
not
you
what you
chose
played?
it.
Yeah.
This is definitely not something I would have paid money to listen
Dude,
to.
I'm about to play some Carrie Pamu, and then you'll really be questioning the music, all right?
Then I'm gonna murder you.
You could
Oh,
try.
here we go. Some Gangstar.
So this was Blais.
This was definitely Eric.
It's either
Same
me
diff.
or Eric.
Same diff.
True. It's funny because hanging out with you guys is so
Yeah,
different.
you're totally different people.
It's so different, but you guys are always like, yeah, that's like my other half of my brain right there.
I don't know. Talk to Adam. Adam's like, oh, now I see it.
I don't see it at all.
Yeah.
All right. Look, this game really was extremely routine for Colorado. They took care of business. It was
This-
never really close.
The most routine win that they've had since the Montreal 4-1 win, where
Yep.
it was just kind of no drama, no frills, no nonsense. Get a lead, build a bigger lead, then get out of town
Yep.
with the dubs.
Yep.
Yeah, this was one of the most structurally sound games they've played this year. Here it is right here. Avs started the season at 4-5-1. We had a podcast about where do they go from here. Since then, they are 33-3. We break this season down into 10-game segments. However you fucking chop it up, that's
It's a
Ridiculous.
fucking sledgehammer of a day.
Maybe I'll have to make a graphic where I just take the 10-game segments from the
Yo,
beginning of the year so
Your
you can
10
see them and then
games,
put them next to
just
each
keep
other.
the one you had.
Yeah.
Your 10-game segment graphic is sick as fuck.
But putting them all next to each
That's
other so you
true,
can
too.
see it like a stack
We
of them.
should have a 1 through 10, 11
Yeah.
through 20.
That's sick.
Yeah.
I don't know why our graphics person isn't making that right now.
yeah, Blais.
It wasn't asked for.
Chat,
Okay.
we're just working on air at this point. We're going to get out of here.
We're always working on air. That's literally what a podcast is.
Fair point. Fair point. There is a certain large football game coming up very soon, though.
It's the same size as all
Don't
the
call it
other
the Super Bowl
ones.
because you get in trouble. We've been
No.
calling it the Super Bowl the whole time.
No.
It's the big game.
See, DraftKings is our
Yeah,
sponsor,
DraftKings,
so it's okay.
official sports betting partner of
yeah.
the Super Bowl. We're
Oh,
good. We're
okay.
good.
Super Bowl 56, more specifically.
We
Yeah,
don't
true.
have to call it the Grand Charade or fucking whatever other
the
people call it.
Supreme, whatever.
Yeah, the Superb Owl.
Huh?
The Superb Owl.
Yeah.
Would you like soup or bowl?
That works too.
Yeah. All right. Enough of this nonsense chat.
I love. Where are you gonna put the soup if you don't have the bowl? That was an either or. Now what? You gonna put a soup on a plate?
Straight out of the can, baby.
Who put soup on a plate?
Soup isn't food.
I hope
Soup
y'all
is a
are
drink.
doing as good as AJ's doing right now for this football game. Go enjoy yourselves. We love all of you. We don't have any super chats, right? I didn't shortchange anyone. All right, good. We love you. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Be sure to tune in. Ken from
Hey.
Sin Bin's coming on. We're talking Vegas. We'll see you there.
Those are your shoes.
Goodbye.
No.